Boy, look at that. Old path. Hey, y'all. Been a couple of months, I guess. I double checked it. It's been 2 months since we had a little walk and talk. I thought I'd come out here and reflect a little bit on this old path, this old lane that I started clearing. As you can see, it looks pretty rough in this whole video. That's not the area that I hadn't cleared. That's the area I did clear earlier in the year, or last fall. But looks pretty rough, but it's not that bad. I guess that relates to a lot of things. Things look a lot rougher than they are at times. Had a few little life changes along the way, and everything's good and positive. Just kind of laying low and redirecting. And this old place shows the brunt of it. I guess it's the leaves and the garden that's fell by the wayside for the fall. Of course, that was by design. Beautiful young daughter got married last weekend. Some of you know. We went out and celebrated with her and her groom in South Carolina and the family. And it was a good time. But we let the land rest this fall. Probably a good thing. Thought better kind of shake the dust off the old camera. And this old phone, I hadn't even activated the camera on Facebook Live. How about that? Had to go through that just now. But good things ahead as the sun sets on another summer day in November in Texas, right? 82 was the high today down here, middle of November. Good friend of mine and I was discussing. We were actually talking turkey. For real. We were texting, I guess, about these turkeys. And he wished me a good afternoon on this summer day in Texas. And brought to mind that there's really just 2 seasons in Texas after all. Anyway, we have summer and then we have February. And that's it. But, lots of good things on the horizon. Of course, when I moved in, and it's a lot easier for a guy, I guess, to get out and clean up a piece of land. It sure didn't take long for it to go back. A couple of months and we're right back to almost where we started. But this old house, the roof has been in disrepair. Kind of a running joke between me and some close friends and family. When the storms come through, I can tell you how bad it is by the amount of buckets I had to put in the bedroom. I think the worst has been a 5-bucket night, but it is what it is. New hat going to be put on this whole thing Monday. We'll start on that and get all that taken care of. And the next big step is going to be to paint the house and just kind of get her back into ship shape, if you will. Winter's here, so growth is done in the pasture. So whatever's out here will wait. Be a good time to get some of that stuff done and prepare for the next year. My turkey venture went okay. I don't know that we'll be butchering any this fall for Thanksgiving. Started off with, I believe, 30 and threw some, not very much predation. I probably lost 2 to some random predator, but out of 30, we're down to 7. A lot of respiratory disease come through in the summer months and took out several of them. We tried to medicate and saved a few of them, but it's all right. That's enough. Got a few toms and a few hens, and the goal was to breed them for poults next year, so that's what we'll do. Not going over the garden. It makes me sick to look at it. Weeds over my head, but I know that's just temporary. As we move along, and man, so many things have happened. Today's my oldest son's birthday, and he turned 26. He's a daddy again, making me a granddaddy again. This is our first male in the family down the line. Little Jasper Elliott was born on, of all days, November the 3rd, election day. He won't have any conscious memory of it, but he'll sure see that here marker in history books, won't he? What a goodness mess. Sissy don't even know the difference. She's still the president of this old place, and I guess that's good enough for her, right? But we'll stay out of all that. See, Faith got married, had another grandbaby, and November is birthday month in my family, 2 boys, and of course Faith was in October. My sister's is in November. So that's all right too, isn't it? I was thinking a lot of last few months is trying to get back in the groove. You ever kind of get in a little funk or just kind of break your rhythm? It's kind of hard to pick it up and go at it again, but you got to kind of starting, I guess, at times. So I figured that's what I'd do. But I love the study of the universe, as ignorant as I am. I look at it a lot. It just really deepens my faith in the good Lord, about how perfect all of it was and created. But I got to studying about kind of getting off path with things. Y'all ever done that? You start off down a certain way, you got something in mind, and this little distraction gets you off track a little bit, and then that one, and before you know it, you look back, can't even see the road. Well, aviators have a theory on that. It's called the rule of 1 in 60. And it's pretty extraordinary, the impact that just a little bit off track can make over time and distance. They say if you set your course 1 degree off the target every 60 miles, you'll be off by a mile. And that distance grows as you go forward. I can kind of see that I'm not really where I wanted to be on this whole place at this point. Thought I had a plan, and then kind of turned around and made a little job there and that one, and before you know it, you got weeds and just things that are undone and need to be done. That old saying, you shoot for the moon, you land among the stars. It's supposed to kind of encourage you, but if you shoot for the dead center of the moon and you alter course by a degree, just one, you'll land the width of the United States off the face of that moon, and that old star is pretty hot, from what I understand. 4,000 degrees probably burn your nose pretty good. So I guess one way it's positive, but the moon's the target. That's where we need to be headed, right? So we're doing a little course correction, and we'll get her back on track. Is that right, girl? She had to run the place there for 3 or 4 days. Thank goodness for neighbors. Across the street, he was willing to come. Had several offers from good friends and family, but just made more sense for him right across the road to come over and take care of the animals. Sissy's not aggressive, but she holds her own, and I think he's about the only one that can handle her. They have arguments out there by the ditch on certain days. He'll come over and tell me he had to tell her she needs to get up in the yard. That tickles me. But I said, well, how do you handle her? And he said, well, you just got to give her space and don't crowd her. I'm like, that's pretty good advice, isn't it? Yeah. They had an understanding. But I imagine she likes him a little bit better now that was the hand that fed her for a few days. So she'll probably listen to him a little better. I was out here walking this weed patch that it used to be a garden earlier in the week, and right out here in the truck road, I've got 2 or 3, 2-foot high tomato plants with blooms on them from where some of the rotten tomatoes got digested by some of these chickens. Isn't that something? Worked and slaved and started them in pots, and all I had to do was just throw them on the ground, and up they come. Well, that's how it goes. Maybe we ain't as smart as we think we are, right? Look at that. That's something. I imagine the freeze will get it before it puts a tomato on, but we'll see. Nothing wrong with it. Anyway, I want to get on here and check in, and hope all of y'all are staying uplifted and out of the China virus funk, or the COVID funk, or the election funk, or whatever. Just seems like everybody, me and the pastor was talking the other day, we were riding around, getting some errands done for a little project we're working on, and he said, just feels like everything's so tense. Everybody's on edge. I guess he's right. I've experienced it a little bit myself. But you don't feel that out here in the woods. So maybe that's what I need to do, is stop looking at all this yah-yah and get out here and pick up some of this trash and start pulling up weeds. Probably be better off, wouldn't it? Yeah. Well, it's been a minute, so let me do a quick roll call, and we'll call it an evening. We had a little hiccup on the t-shirt flow that intended a month or two ago. We've got them all listed out and ready to go, so I'll get that done pretty quick. Y'all just bear with me, but that'll be all right. Let me see who all's checking in. It's been a while. See if I can remember where this one and that one's from, right? My sugar cane, about 10 foot high. A good friend gave us to plant. I did learn a little bit about harvesting them. It's about 6 stalks. I might even try to make my own sugar. Probably wouldn't yield but a cup or two, but it'll be fun. Apparently you cut it off at the ground, let it alone, and it'll come back next year. So we'll see how that works. All right, here we go. There's Robert checking in. Let's see. Vader Wells from Texarkana, know where that's at. There's Patricia from Burleson. And let's see who else. There's Miles. Good to see you from Arlington. Short sleeves in November. I tell you what, it don't beat all. It's been good growing season for the fall. But I'd rather been looking at those flowers on the tables at the wedding. That was some event. So proud of them. Let's see. There's Jane checking in. Miss Joanne Smith. Thank you. Good friend. Let's see who else is on here. Trying to scroll real quick. I'm out of the rhythm, y'all. There's Alexis. Dean saying howdy from Kansas. Maria's checking in. How are you, ma'am? Let's see. Thank you, Alexis, on that. Congratulations. There's Patricia. Thanks for those greetings. Miss Dorothy's on. I appreciate all the messages of missing. I guess I just turn on the camera and walk around and talk. Couldn't we, Sissy, huh? Reckon that's what folks need, maybe. Sure beats seeing this article and that article about this and that. And my Lord, we're in a mess. We're just as deep as a hole as we want to be, though, right? If you don't like the hole you're in, just start filling it in with dirt and you'll get out on your own. I guess. Huh. That's right. Let's see. I think I've got everybody. Sissy, did I get everybody? Let's see. Huh? Did we? Yep, there's Patricia. Miss Angie saying howdy. All right. Okay, I'll stop talking. I'm trying. We should have some kids coming pretty quick on these goats. You're going to have more critters to watch, ain't you? Yeah, I'm figuring they're going to kid probably mid-December, more than likely. They're all doing well and healthy, and DW's a mess. Him and Sissy have that same understanding that my neighbor has with Sissy. They just kind of give each other the distance. Huh, isn't that right? You see yourself there? Huh? Yeah, you do. All right, I think that's enough rambling for the evening. Got to ease back into this slow. Y'all have a good evening. Be the light and try to get out of that funk if you're in one. I doubt many people are. We're going to starting on this end, ain't we, Sissy? That's right. All right, y'all take it easy. Be the light.